build the frames. And you got to make all those spares and keep it simple with the hard plastic ball.
Very good. So now we wrap up this session with the defending champion. And so tell us a little bit about how you're going to prepare. Are you going to prepare the same? Now that you've actually bowled on the pattern and you've had a couple of days, you can prepare the same as you did last year, or does it change how you're going to prepare?
Some things will be similar. To me, just like the gentleman and the lady said, that equipment, you have to know your equipment, what's in your bag. I'll walk out there with 8 to 10 bowling balls, and I try to deduct. I try to take balls away that I don't want to try to make them work. If I don't think they're close, they automatically go back in the paddock. From there, surface adjustments on the lane during practice session. If I do make an adjustment, it will be very light, because chances are, even though the next day they're doing the same, they might just be that tad bit different. What I like to add on to what the rest of the people said is that I'll actually watch another bowler similar to my style to see where he or she is playing, so if that I'm lost or I just kind of want to redefine and make sure what I'm doing is correct, I'll watch what he or she is doing, and again, it'll just give me some insight of what's going on with the lane that week. As this pattern is starting to break down, because I can play in my comfort zone, it's going to give me some room to move left, maybe not so much right, so I know my arsenal is going to be more the midline, maybe a few upper bowling balls, but more towards the middle and lower end of our arsenal, so that when I move further left, I'm still able to get around the corner and get the ball to kick.
So you're going to be using a lot of symmetrical ebonite balls, correct?
I think so. I mean, definitely the 2.0 and the Vital Signs are good balls, and it's only going to allow me to play in for so long. But after that, I love the symmetricals just because they're so much more continuous in the back. And that's when I really look forward to that game on 5-inch, 5.5-inch pin, just nice and shiny out of the box. It'll still get the ball to flare down the lane and give me that kick I need in the back.
I know the Weber team, when they see the lanes like this, they like to migrate to the hard balls and the curve balls, and that really seems to match up well for them as well. So
I agree. The hard ball really likes friction, and considering the surface we're going to be bowling on for the U.S. Open, I think that will be one of the balls to go to when the lanes start to burn out.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, tell us a little bit about how you shoot spares. Then you're already going to be playing deep. We can already see that towards the end of the blocks, the lanes are going to hook. Does that change your tactic on how you shoot spares from the fresh to the burn?
Well, I'm able to use my comfort release when the lanes are fairly fresh and there's enough oil on the lane. But as they have the tendency to break down and the fronts go away, really I'll still continue to use a hard plastic ball. My angles will still be very, very similar. If anything, I'm just going to maybe relax my grip pressure and let my wrist go a little bit more flat at the bottom of the swing. Therefore, the ball will roll more end over end, and again, take the lane out of play, just to make it one straight diagonal line and not have to worry what the lane is doing. And all the major patterns, whether it's the women or the men's U.S. Open, spares are the most crucial part of the game. It really dictates who makes cuts one after another, and that's no different for the ladies U.S. Open. You can strike a lot, and this pattern is going to be good at certain stages of the format, but spares are going to make you advance and really decide who the winner will be.
No doubt. Fill-in frames, not only that, but fill-in frames also keeps pressure off your strike ball, because if for some reason you're not making spares, it makes, when you do get on a good pair and you do get lined up, it puts more pressure on you psychologically to actually throw a lot of strings. So, so the next the question I have for you guys is, do you actually prepare your physical game any differently, knowing that there's a major coming about maybe a week, 2 weeks before, getting ready for the big money tournaments, the longer formats, the more stress that you have to go through? Do you do anything with your physical games a little different? And I'll start over here with Kelly.
Boy, Dale, that's a really good question. The expression less is more. I think when it comes to majors, I think trying to hook the ball is not necessarily a good thing. Obviously, you have to know what your assets are and what you can do. But I think if you can take your hand and back it out sometimes, maybe not be so aggressive with your swing, and really allow the lane to dictate what the ball is going to do, will be beneficial. Angles, you want to keep them tighter. You really don't want to give up the 1-3 pocket. It's always safe to leave a flat 10 or a ring 7 pin and know that you can make that, rather than trying to go for the big strike and end up with the big 4. So I think a safe bet is sometimes the way to go, and just to give the pocket, because if you can grind for the longest time, chances are you're going to come out ahead.
Tommy?
I agree 100% with Kelly. I'm not looking for the ball that I can bowl 250 with every game. I'm looking for the ball that eliminates the 150 every 5th game. All we're trying to do is somewhere stay around, if you're on A squad, you kind of watch the scoring pace a little harder. If you're on B squad or C squad, then you have an idea what the scoring pace is. You can go in there with a different demeanor. But, you know, keeping the ball in play and eliminating those smaller, you know, or those mistakes that end up being disastrous when you bowl 160. You know, 210, 210, 210, that's 30 over, 250, 160, that's 10 over, and now you still got to bowl 220 to be that 30 over. So keeping the ball in play and finding a more predictable ball that allows you to be more consistent, crossing pairs, crossing the house with the people you follow, has always been my key ball measures.
Interesting. Jason?
You know, I'm right there with both of them. I just, you know, I want to keep the ball in play. I want to know that if I'm going to catch a bad pair or I don't throw it particularly well for that game, that it's going to be a 190 or 180. You eliminate your 160s and 170s at the U.S. Open, you have a really good chance of winning that tournament by the end of the week. So you constantly want to remind yourself that physically, let's keep it simple. Let's not try and over-rev the ball. Let's just try and repeat shots and just keep it consistent as possible.
And finally?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It was, you know, just, you gotta keep the ball in play and just try to make good shots and fill the frames, make your spares, and that's most important. You know, hopefully get a couple big games and try to stay away from those 150s, 160s.
So what I'm hearing from you is consistent spare shooting, a little bit less axis rotations where the ball's rolling a little more end over end as opposed to trying to make the ball recover down lane, and keeping the ball in play and managing your equipment very well, and keeping a good frame of mind. That seems to be the theme that I hear amongst the folks here that have won all the major championships.
And just like Liz said, it's not a sprint, it's an endurance race. You're not going to win the U.S. Open in the first game or the first 8. It's at the end of those 48 games, or however long the format is, we'll decipher who the winner is. So just know that if you shoot the 160, eventually you may come back. Hopefully you avoid those games, but know that you have time to make it up.
Great. This is incredibly insightful by some folks that have been very successful in several major championships. So hopefully this helps, again, another piece that helps everyone prepare a little bit better so that they can be the best they can be. And we hope you've enjoyed this series of videos that certainly, as I get a chance to spend some time with the best players in the world, it actually reminds me of how difficult this game of ours really is. So thanks a lot for your time, and good luck.
Hi, I'm Kelly Kulik, 2010 U.S. Open Women's Champion. I invite you ladies to come on out and sharpen your skills and learn about the game of bowling. You will be entitled to work with some of the best coaches there is in the sport of bowling. If you're looking to sharpen your skills, learn about the U.S. Open pattern, and someday be a future competitor in this event, I encourage you to come out, put on your shoes, tie them up, and give it a go. You too can bowl to win.
Bowling's U.S. Women's Open, presented by the Brands of Ebonite International.